Hey guys, it's Bonnie with Two Sisters DIY coming to you live from the studio with today's virtual paint. Today we are going to be painting Looking Sharp. It's a cute little cactus. We're going to go step by step on going through it. He's got some sunglasses on. So I'm going to turn the camera over so you can actually see the design. If you've ordered it, then you should already have your wood stenciled out. And you will have your paint. However, your paint will not be like mine. It will be in little canisters like this. That's how we do it for the to-go kits. Mine, I have actually bottles, so I'm going to put some into my palette tray and work from there. Let me get my brushes out. I have my water ready. If you haven't already watched the prep video, please make sure you go and watch the prep video before you start painting. That will help you know what you have to set up and have ready. We've got water and we've got a paper towel so we can rinse our brushes off. If anyone has any questions during it, I will try my best to see them and answer them. So we're going to start with our blue. We've got I'm not too sure if I want the other green, the darker cactus, this green. Got a Christmas green for the actual cactus. I'm going to do some gray. Some orange, and some black. Now your design's already been penciled on. It's been penciled on with a Sharpie marker. So if you have a Sharpie marker, you're going to want to use it at the end to re-outline against all your painting, and that helps keep your paint where you can paint over stuff. So if you have a Sharpie marker at home, once your paint's totally dry, you can go back and outline everything. Or one of your fine brushes and do it with that. So the brushes we're going to be using today, we've got our flats, which are the ones that have a square top, and we've got a round that we're going to be using. Both these will be what we're using today. We've got other sizes if we need them. I'm going to start with a big flat because I want to do the outside portion. Step one is going to be to paint our background color. Our background color is this very pale blue. When you dip your paintbrush into your paint, make sure you do not go up on the metal part. You're only getting it on the bristles. And we're going to outline around our entire design. The flatness helps to get a good outline because you can actually see how thin and narrow it is. This is a very, very light blue, almost a gray. Looks like a gray blue. But you can use whichever color you want. If you have other colors at home, feel free to use them for your background. You can make your background pretty much any color you want. Yellow would be really pretty with the cactus in there. If you don't have a steady hand to get along the side, you can always go right up to it with your edge and pull it out. I'm going to turn them a little just so I can see them. I'm at the side, so maybe sideways at some point with you, but it's just basically so I can get around to it all. When you put your paint on, you want to make sure you're doing smooth, even layers. You don't want big globby points, as I like to call them, puddles. You don't want any puddles on your paint. So if you're looking at this, look, if you see closer, I have a puddle right here. See where it's a real thick piece? So I'm going to make sure I pull it all out, because if you let that puddle dry, it's going to make a raised area in your design, and it's not going to be as lovely. So we take this and run along the edge of it, and then pull it out some. trying to keep it where you can see it. I just realized I didn't even have my phone on, my light on. Let me see if I can get my light plugged in. That might give you a better view. Hold on. There, does that show better? Okay. So once you get the outline done, then it's just a matter of painting the entire back side of it. You just notice your wood, it has lines in it. That's the grain of the wood. So if you paint in the direction of the grain, your paint will go on nicer. Now this down here where the lettering is, I'm just going to paint right over the lettering because I can come back with the black and paint over that. I can see the lettering through this, so it doesn't get lost on me. So I've got all the background here painted. So my next step is going to be to paint the little edge along here. And by that we just hold it up and do the very edge of it. And that's just so it gives it a more completed look when it's hanging on the wall. You don't see the raw wood. I'm going to rinse our brush out. Remember, you rinse the brush by going back and forth in the water. Do not pound it on the... That will mess up all your bristles. Shake off the water, put it in your paper towel, and wipe it out. Get that water I spilled over there. That's how you clean your brush. Then you just lay it down so it has a chance to dry. Okay, this down on the bottom is still wet, so we're going to start working on the up part up here. I'm going to start painting the green part of the cactus. I'm using my round brush for that. We're going to use the same concept. We're going to outline then fill in. We don't have to outline each individual spot because we come back with those black and go over it, so we're just going to make all this up here the green. So we got the green part of the cactus all painted. Rinse that brush as well. Dry it off with my paper towel. Next thing I'm going to do is the orange on the pot. I'm going to use a straight brush on so I can get along those edges really good. Got the orange all painted. Rinse our brush again. Dry it off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the gray inside the glasses. Ooh, I got to put it back in that paint when I dropped it down there. I'm going to get that wiped off. Okay. So the next thing we do is the gray inside these glasses. These are the sunshades. Because he's Mr. Cool. The important thing you want to remember while you're painting is that you don't paint colors side by side to each other while they're still wet. I made sure I did that green bottom there first so it was dry before I got to do that orange. That's how you space out what you're painting. And on top of the lens, we wanted these little bitty side pieces. They're like a decorative trim on the glasses. It's all for the gray, so we can rinse our brush out, dry it off. Now we're going to move to the black, but I'm not going to do the glasses right now, only because this gray is still wet. If I go in here with that black next to it, I'm most likely going to smear it. We don't want to smear it, but I have lots of other stuff I could do with the black. I'm going to use my fine round brush. I want to show you this. When we go to do outlining, you want to just barely lay your brush down on your paper, and you want to do a longer stroke as you can. You don't want to do these little choppy strokes like this, because then you end up with this looking like a messy line. And the width of your line is determined by the pressure that you put on your brush. If I just barely touch it, I get that, but if I go down pretty hard, I'm going to get a much thicker line. So the width of your line depends on the pressure you put on it. I'm going to outline the Lookin sharp first. As like I said, I could see it already on here, underneath there. So we got all that outline. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to outline all of him. My gray is almost dry, so I'm going to start down at the bottom by the orange because my orange is dry. I'm going to start outlining at the very bottom and work my way up. Put my hand in the black. Wipe it off the best I can. with glasses, I'll paint it. See a little spot right there, I'll fill in. Got them all outlined. It's pretty much how you do Lookin' Sharp. Now, last thing you want to do is you want to sign your artwork. I do mine simply with a B. If you want to do your own initial, you can do your own initial. If you don't want to put it on the front of your design, you're more than welcome to put it on the back of it. That way you'll know who painted it. And let it dry. You want to give it a good 24 hours to really dry good before you put anything on top of it. But you can hang it on the wall right away, even while it's still wet. You can just stick it on the wall with little 3M strips, and it's good to go on the wall. And that is Lookin' Sharp. And next week, I believe we have ice cream, you scream for ice cream, and the squirrel. So stick around, come back and see us next week, and you'll get a good view of those ones. If you need to order one, get it ordered. Even if you decide that you're watching this, you want to do one now of this one, you can order it now and watch this video again later on and paint it then. So that's what makes them so fun. We've got some smaller mini ones we're doing out of these different designs that we're getting ready to trace out and have them ready for pickup this weekend. So if you want to do some painting at home, let us know what kind of designs you want, and we will do our best to get the designs for you. And that's all for today. Thank you, guys.